Hi guys, hello. If you're catching this part of the video, you're on the replay. We are gonna chat all about my weight loss journey. I try to do this every so often because as I get new followers, I have more and more questions. And also I have something really fun that's gonna be happening tomorrow, so it seemed like a good time to do it. So as you come in, if you're on the replay, make sure to comment hashtag replay. Let me know if you're replay. And if you're coming in live, comment below hashtag live so I can say hi, okay? I will tell you guys, you're gonna wanna share this video because I am gonna be doing a giveaway on this live for someone that's interacting and sharing this out. I'm gonna be giving away a 30-day supply of Trim Fit and a blender bottle for someone that shares this video publicly and is interacting in the chat and likes it, comments, all the things, okay? So come in, you guys, I'm about to mix up some Trim Fit. Also, look at my new necklace my friend Roberta got me. It says you for beautiful you. How sweet was that? I love it because the company, my wellness company, has changed my life in so many ways, from my health to my business and everything. And I just love it so much. So Roberta, thank you. I got my birthday gift from you and I love it so much. Anyways, as you guys come in, say hi. Yes, hashtag live if you're live. Comment hashtag replay if you're on the replay. And I want to talk to you guys because this is first time. Hello, Kelly. Welcome in. I get a lot of questions on a regular basis about weight loss, what I've done to lose my weight. With that, also a lot of crazy accusations as well. It never ends. But it's just something that I get a lot of questions on all the time. So I feel like every couple of months I probably come on and I talk about my journey with you guys. So yeah, so we're gonna chat about it. So everybody, once you guys have shared, comment the number 41 that you have shared for me. And also, I'm giving away to someone today. I'm gonna probably give you guys 24 hours to share this. For this giveaway, I'm gonna be giving away a 30-day supply of Trim Fit and a blender bottle to someone that shares this video publicly, either a live person that shares or a replay viewer that shares, okay? Hello, Kelly, how are you? Okay, happy birthday to your daughter, Donna. Okay, so let's chat about it while you guys are coming in. I'm gonna just start chatting. So I'm going to start out with, I am about 158 to 166 pounds is kind of where I range. I've gotten down to 154. I don't like to be that tiny really for me personally. I'm most happy between like 160 and 168. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I had started at 330 pounds back in the end of 2017. I weighed in my heavies at 330-ish pounds. That was the end of 2017. And that kind of, I hit rock bottom then and couldn't fit into the booth at Red Robin. That's where my weight loss journey kind of began, was the end of 2017. And I started keto, like lazy keto, and I was drinking ketones at the time. And I had lost my first 100 pounds in 6 months of starting that lifestyle with no other help other than changing my lifestyle. And then my mother died tragically April of 2018, and I kept continuing losing weight in a very unhealthy way just because I was in such grief and all the things, and lost a ton of weight quickly after that, and then hit reality where the food addict in me started overcompensating and started eating my emotions and my depression and my grief for years. And I had gained over 120-ish pounds back. So I've struggled with my weight my entire adult life. I have been an addict of food since a kid even. I remember being a child and stressed out or things in my life, and I'd want to go to food for comfort. And that's just always been kind of my story of what I've struggled with. So I gained a ton of weight back. In the beginning of last year, I'd gotten back up to 282-ish pounds. And I got back up to 280 something pounds at the beginning of last year. Okay. And I want to just say a couple things before I get into the story really. No, I do not take any injections for weight loss. No, I have not had weight loss surgery, bariatric surgery. I've not had a sleeve. I've not had any of these interventions that can be helpful to some people if they choose to do so. And I want to say this one time and one time only, I do not look down on people that do it. I think whatever you have to do to get in control of your health is admirable, right? And you have to do, all of our journeys are different on what is best for us. If you do your research and you make a decision with your doctor, I think that's wonderful for you. So I wanted to preface with, before I say what I'm going to say. However, that has not been my story. And I have been accused many times on social media, because we know that social media brings out all of the meanies behind keyboards that maybe because they've not lost the weight, or they have never known anyone to lose weight naturally, that there's no way it can be done. And I've been accused of a lot of crazy things on the internet, from weight loss surgery to injections to all of these weird things. So I wanted to just right away let you guys know that's not been my story. Again, if it is your story, or you're looking into it and you're doing your research, I think that's great for you to do whatever it is that you need to do to take control of your health, okay? It's just not been my story. As you guys are coming in really quickly, guys, make sure to like, comment, share this video publicly. I am doing a giveaway in the next 24 hours if you share this. I'm going to be giving away a 30-day supply of Trim Fit and a Beautiful You blender bottle, okay? Okay, so that being said, I want to kind of chat with you guys about the beginning of last year. Hello guys, as you guys come in, make sure to drop a comment, say hello. I don't see any comments, so, you know, I love that for us, but we're gonna just keep going. And so anyways, I started beginning of last year. You know, everybody has their New Year's resolution, and my New Year's resolution, as always, was to lose the weight for good, you know. And I started in January, and I did pretty good. I was doing good on and off, right? And I had then gotten offered to go on a trip with Lorella Cosmetics in February of 23, and with a lot of top influencers for their company. And I was there, had a wonderful time. One of the best trips of my life was when we went to Panama. But there was a significance in that trip where something really changed in my head. I had always been like, you know, struggling with my weight, insecure. Am I going to fit on this chair? Am I going to break the chair? Am I going to fit into this booth at the restaurant? Am I not? Like, there's always been so much when you're really overweight that you deal with, that, you know, most of the world has no idea what a lot of struggles that people that are very, very overweight deal with on a daily basis. And I had gone through that my entire life. My daughter, all through her childhood, I was very heavy. I couldn't ride on rides with her when she was little. I missed out on a lot of things because my weight held me back, right? And so when I was in Panama, can you guys let me know, can you hear and see me? And am I on my Life Adjust page? Can someone verify that? And make sure you guys are sharing the video for a chance to win some product for me. So we were in Panama, and there was one distinctful night that really had me in my feels really, really deeply. So we had gotten to go in a stretch limo. It was one of those Hummer limos to a restaurant. And we all had to dress up in like a dress and the heels and the nines. And we were going to this, like, it was one of our final dinners in Panama. And first of all, in a Hummer limo, I don't know if you've been into one, but you have to like bend over while you're walking in into the limo. You have to like bend down and walk, right? So I'm almost 300 pounds. I'm in heels. I'm in a dress, and you're trying to walk over, being weird, and get into my seat. Fine, cool. We get to the restaurant, and then we're getting out of the limo. And they have this, you guys know those little Rubbermaid little stools that your 3-year-olds get onto to brush their teeth so they can fit, you know, reach the counter, the sink. They had one of those outside of the limo, and then these two little small guys that are helping us get out of the limousine, okay? I'm 300 pounds almost. I'm like 280 something pounds again, and I have this little plastic thing that's supposed to hold my weight as I step out of this limo in heels, in a dress, mind you, with a bunch of people watching me. Because I was in the middle of the limo, so there had already been half of the limo of people had already gotten out of the limo, and then they're standing there, we're all waiting for each other, they're watching us get out. Well, I trip and I nearly fell. I nearly fell getting out of the limo, and nearly feel like, oh, darn near busted the plastic thing, because it did roll on me as I was getting out of the limo. And I just remember, like, nobody said anything, nobody looked at me weird, but I remember feeling like how embarrassed I was. in that moment. And I just remember that whole night I was kind of like thinking about like how I continued to like self-sabotage myself, and I was going to lose the weight, but then I would have excuses to where I couldn't lose the weight. And well, my trauma is so bad that that's why I'm fat and I'll never get thin. Or, you know, I've always had these excuses my whole life on, you know, you're fat because you've gone through this, this, and this, and she hasn't, or they haven't, or it's always been excuse after excuse for me. And when we got back from Panama, we got back in LA, and the owner of Lorella and I were chatting, and I was telling him, like, I want to have lost 50 pounds by the next time I see you. And he gave me one of the most life-changing, encouraging, like, little talks. And I tell him to this day how he helped change my life, Alex with Lorella, because he did. He told me, like, you can do it, you know, you just like that little push that you need, right? And I also was turning 40 years old last November. Tomorrow's my birthday. So it was, you know, I was going to turn 40 last year, and it was just all of the culmination of all these things where I'm like, if I don't get my health together now, when am I going to do it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting any younger. I keep giving myself excuses. It's always Monday or next month or next year I'm going to get it together. And here I am, like, I'm going to be 40 this year, right? This is what I was thinking last February. And I'm so tired of feeling like shit about myself. I'm so tired of feeling run down and tired and bloated and insecure and not fitting into booths. And I'm so tired of all the things that go with being significantly overweight, right? And I had to have like some really coming to Jesus with myself on like, well, what are you going to do to change it? And so I wanted to chat about my story a little because, like I said, I get new followers all the time, new questions, and every so often I like to come and re-talk about it. And yes, I do take supplements. I will be touching on those as well because it has been a part of my story. And just so you guys know, comments are not working at all on Facebook today, so I really super love that. I will pull up it on another device so that way at the end I can take some questions from you guys. But I wanted to do this live to really chat about my story, but no comments are working at all. So I'm not ignoring you guys, but I'm going to pull you guys up on this device. So there we go. I can see them on this device, just not on the live stream. So anyways, so I got home and I really had I really stopped looking at, I had to start changing the way my brain thought of, poor me, victim mentality. Has anyone ever been like a victim in your life? Like you've been through so much that you feel like you've just been like a victim. I mean, we can all probably say if we have or not. I was for a long time. You know, I started out in the world kind of rough. My parents were both addicts. Didn't really have stability until I was over 4 years old. A rough start to my life. And, you know, I went through a lot of things throughout the years in my childhood and, you know, stuff that has forever left a mark on me in a positive, but also in some of it in a very bad way that I carry, right? And then, you know, my mother, my best friend, one of the most special people was brutally murdered in 2018. And that was something that nearly took me out of this world. Literally, I almost did not survive that. But God, because I did, thank God, right? But I had to like really take that look at like, am I going to fight for my life or this just is, you know, because I started to think like, this is either what it's going to be or I'm going to fight it. You can't keep crying about the same thing, but not trying to change it. So I had to have like tough love. Either you're going to do the work and make the changes and really commit, or you're going to stay this size. So therefore stop whining and crying about it if you're not trying to change it. And this is not me telling you, this is what I did for myself. This is what I told myself. And I had to like really have tough love on, if this is where you're accepting, then stop complaining about how bad your life is and how you're overweight and you're not happy and all of these things. Stop complaining about it, Jess, or do something about it, right? And so I did. And such a simple 2 words, I did, but so powerful and so much work behind those. one of the first things I did was I committed to going to therapy and going through trauma counseling and really, really getting to the nitty gritty, talking about back at age 5 and 6 trauma I had gone through, and really reliving a lot of significant things in my life that I went through that have made me go to food for comfort my whole life. And I learned that I started eating my feelings and stress as a small child. How sad is that? But I learned in my therapy that my eating addiction and disorder went back to when I was a kid, and when I went through something traumatic as a child, and how I started going to food for comfort. And so going through the trauma counseling really helped me open my eyes to, like how I got to the place of where I was at. And when I really started going to food for comfort, I was able to relive a lot of trauma to get to where I learned where it started, and then we could start working and processing through. So the first thing I did, I started counseling, and it was no longer like every time I would start counseling, I would give myself an excuse where they don't know what I'm talking about. They don't understand. It's not going to work. And I was always negative. And this time I really went all in and was like, if I don't work through my stuff, I'm going to continue to self-sabotage my life. And I also feel like if you don't work through your trauma, you continue to bleed on people that don't hurt you. My poor husband, I don't know how he got through and stayed with me the years after my mother was murdered, because if there was any time he should have left, it should have been then. I was so awful to him. I took out all of my anger on him for years, and he stuck by me. Thank God that he's such a saint and loved me so much. But, when you don't work through stuff, you hurt on people and you project on people that don't hurt you. And it changes who you are as a person. And there's so many layers to it, right? So into the nitty gritty, I really got into therapy, and I took it very seriously. First thing. Second thing, I learned quickly that either I could have results or excuses, not both. Because both cannot coexist. If you're wanting to have transformation in any area of your life, you can't have results and excuses. It's one or the other. It's always one or the other. It's like you're in the boat, you got excuses, they're going to weigh you down and you stay stagnant in the boat. If you let go of the excuses and you start working, the boat gets lighter and you get to move. That's really something my therapist said to me over like a year and a half ago that has forever stuck in my brain. You're on this canoe and you have all these excuses, so you can't move the boat, right? But if you let them go, you can move the boat and get to where you want to go, right? Because all of us deserve to live a life of joy and fulfillment and happiness and success, and strive to be whatever we want to be despite what we go through. We all have that right as humans, that we're here. God loves us. God wants us happy. We deserve everything that we want in life. If we work hard and we're a good person, I believe we all deserve all of it. We do. And I had to learn that love in myself again and work through the trauma, start to really work on self-love again, and really start to see, I do still go to counseling to this day. Yes, I do, once a month. And really work through a lot of that. So then it was letting go of the excuses, right? And then it was getting to a point of how am I planning to eat, and how am I going to best be able to apply a way of eating to be sustainable, right? Because I feel like I've dieted the last 2 decades. I've dieted, yo-yo dieted here, 2 shakes, a shake for breakfast and lunch and a small dinner. Drink this and this will help you get skinny, and then starve yourself all day and then eat only every other day. Low carb, keto. I did all of these things. All of these fast little diet schemes on the internet, I bought into every one of them. I probably spent over $10,000 or more over the last 2 decades on a bunch of BS that promised me I would be skinny. And I never was skinny, right? You guys, I have comments completely stopped. I can't even see comments on my screen. I have another device pulled up, but I'm kind of saying my story, and then I'll ask if you guys have questions at the end. But just make sure to come in and like, comment, share. Because I am doing a share giveaway in the next 24 hours of Trim Fit and a shaker bottle. If you do share the video, I'll announce it tomorrow. So, anyways, I lost my train of thought. So you know, I've done all of the dieting, the fad diets, the this, the that, the eat the egg soup for 2 days and 4 days and this and carnivore. And I was just so desperate. I would just try everything, but I didn't ever get to the inner part of why I was never successful in anything, right? Because I do believe that to have true transformation in our lives, we have to address the things that hurt us the most and process and work through them so that we can get on the other side of them, so that we can have success and transformation. And that does not mean that you just are over all the bad things, because no, I carry all of the heaviness. I carry it every day, right? But instead of pulling it on my back uphill where I'm killing myself, I roll it in a suitcase where it's a lot easier to carry it. And that's kind of why I look at my therapy, what it's done for me. I'm able to carry my luggage a lot easier, and it's not killing me up the mountain on my back, like breaking my back to carry, right? So anyways, I had to find a way of eating that I could commit to long term. I think that's the most important part of if you're trying to lose weight. Obviously, the first things I've already told you is deal with your shit. Number one thing that I can recommend that is the most important thing, if you are an emotional eater and you are someone that eats based on emotion, trauma, whatever it is, you need to start going to therapy. That is my own personal testimony and what I believe has helped me the most. And that's what I will always first and foremost tell you. You've got to deal with the inner things that hurt you, that have made you. It's crazy because when I went through it, I learned where I started my eating addiction. I was 6.5 years old. So it just was very valuable in my journey. And the number one reason I lost my weight is because I really started to work through the hardest things that I've walked through in my life. Reliving them and working through them and accepting the things that I can't change, and getting to a place in my life where it's either, then that's all that's what it is, Jess. Your mom was murdered, this happened, so therefore your life is over. That's an option, right? You can just succumb to all the trauma and that just be what it is and live in your misery. You can do that. I did that for 5 years. It didn't work for me. Or you can decide that you're going to fight through it, to fight and work on healing and to get to the other side of it. And that doesn't mean you're ever healed, because I believe being healed from great trauma is nothing we ever get to a goal of or a destination. I believe healing is we're constantly in pursuit of healing. I personally don't believe that I could ever heal from the way my mother was murdered. There's no way in this world that my soul will ever heal from that. That is an open wound that will stay open for the rest of my days until I see her again, right? 1,000,000%. But I do believe that you can work through things and work every day on things like in pursuit of healing to make you better up here, right? That's what I believe. So it had to come to that like tough love. It's like, you're going to let this be the end of your life and this is what it is. That's what it is, Justin. Then that's why you're here. What is the purpose God has you here for? Is that you went through all of this then to just be miserable, or is there some beauty in what you've gone through that you can help people and fight to whatever fulfill the purpose God has for me? Even I don't know what that is, right? I'm constantly in pursuit of looking for what he has me here for, but I know I'm here for a reason. And, I had to just really have like that tough, like, you're either going to let this destroy and kill you, or you're going to fight and fight for the life that you deserve, right? And that's just what I finally decided to do. And with that, I had to let go of all the excuses. I had to let go of the excuses of the pain as to why I am the way I am. I had to work through my stuff. And again, start on the actual logistics of weight loss. Because if you don't have your head straight, it's not going to work. And that's why I start with getting your mind right. If you're overweight in any capacity and you have emotional eating or you struggle with that, I don't care. I could tell you all day how to eat. That's not going to help you, right? Because what I can't help tell you is how to work through the trauma that you carry and how to work through that so that you're not going to the food for comfort in different situations as you've done maybe your whole life since you were triggered as a child, or, whatever trauma you've gone through. Like, those are things I can't teach you. until you get that, where you start working on your inner self to really have transformation, you won't have it just by doing what I tell you, right? Because you can go eat how I tell you to eat, but guess what crawls back up? Trauma, triggered, things that trigger you, you know, things that make you want to derail, stress, a fight with your spouse. Maybe you're going through a rough time with your kids. I mean, there are so many things that will trigger you throughout your life. There's always going to be triggers. So although I can teach you how to do it, if you haven't worked on that inner part of you that learns the tools to work through those situations, you'll continue to go back to those habits of binge eating and all of those things. And that's just, again, guys, I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist. I'm none of those things. I'm just somebody that has lived it. I've lived great trauma. I've overcome things that probably should have killed me, but it didn't, because God, right? And I'm just someone I'd never have given up, even though I've wanted to many times. So I'm not an expert, but what I am, someone is firsthand that's walked through a lot of trauma. And I've been over 330 pounds at one point in my life, and I've gotten to this place of healthy mind, body, soul. And I just want to help as many of you guys get there as I can. Whether you ever order a supplement from me or more or anything, I don't care. The focus of this video, I'm going to share my products, but the focus of this is I want you to hear me, because if you're someone and I'm speaking to you and you're ready, I'm telling you, like, seek out some help and start working through all that. I promise you, the root of transformation is working through all of those inner things. That's just what I believe as someone that's walked through this, okay? Okay, so then once you get through that and you learn your coping ways, which again, for me personally, I have a routine where whenever I am triggered, whenever I am having a bad day, whenever I am wanting to go emotional eat for stress or depression or whatever, even joy, I have a routine that I follow, right? Do I still eat things that are not low carb and unplanned? Yes, I do. I'm in maintenance now. I'm in a different place in my journey than maybe you are if you're on day one, right? I'm in maintenance. I eat more things but I have learned self-control, and I have learned the difference between I'm eating this for just because I want to have it, or I'm eating this to suppress an emotion, because that's where it gets tricky for me. So what I do, if I ever feel triggered to go binge eat or emotional eat, I stop. I'm able to, in that moment, I'm able to say, I know this is what I'm about to do in this moment, right? Before, I could never really see the addiction. It just became so autopilot. But now I stop and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you back in the pantry looking for something when that's not in alignment with your goals, or your health, or, you know, you're literally doing this because you feel stressed because of this or this or this. So I've learned a routine in which I do every day, and I'm working on a journal, hopefully to help you guys, possibly that you guys will be able to purchase one day. But I stop, I chug 8 ounces of water, and I go to my journal and I journal and I write a few sentences about why I'm wanting to go to food in that moment, to process and see on paper that this is exactly what the behavior I'm trying to do. I'm not hungry, but this is what I'm trying to do. And then I get busy doing something else. So I have this, it's like the 3-step method that I do anytime I feel triggered to go emotional or binge eat because of an emotion. That's what I do. And so I incorporated that. I use it to this day. This morning, had to use my own tips, guys. After my live, about an hour after my live, had to use my own tip. Stop, chug some water, write down why you're wanting to do this, and then get busy doing something else. Because if we sit in solitude, in our sadness, that's a dark place. And if you're an emotional eater, you will just eat for comfort, and that gets you nowhere, right? Okay. So again, I just want to keep telling you guys, this is something I still do to this day. It's still something that I struggle with. I am triggered just like anybody else. Real life, it's hard. And, you know, I want to go to food for comfort. To this day, I still have that same mentality. My brain is still wired because I am a food addict. You know what I'm saying? So I have to stop myself and acknowledge this is the behavior that I'm about to do or I am doing actively, and stop myself from it, right? So So anyways, that, and then I have committed to a loose, low carb lifestyle. So I started eating low carb, last February when I got back from, Panama, and I did good from February to about June on and off. I lost around 25 to 30 pounds, from February to June or July. I can't remember. But I was still making excuses for myself, right? I was still kind of like, well, I had a bad day, so it's okay. I'll start again tomorrow. I was still having more of those days than I should have. And I was starting to notice, back in July, I was starting to slip back into some of those bad habits of giving myself the excuse to eat like shit all day or for multiple days because I was depressed, and then I'd get back on at a later day, and I started having some more of those days than I wanted again, right? And I had to check myself, like, what are you doing? Like, you've worked so hard to lose like 25 pounds, Jess, and you're self-sabotaging yet again, like you've done for the last 2 decades, right? And so again, I had to have that conversation and the realness within myself. Again, is it gonna just keep being excuses and this is what it is? Or again, are you going to like do the work to change the behavior? And how bad do you want it, Jess? And I had to really and in July was the moment that I was like, I'm completely done with this. I no longer can live like this. I'm at my wit's end. I was having success, but I was still having some of those days that were not fulfilling me. They were not getting me to my goals. I was still feeling depressed even more because I would succumb to my eating addiction. And then it's this ripple effect where you're like, have these endorphins like crazy when you're eating your pain and emotion, and you feel good, and then you feel like shit, right? Who has done that where you've gone on a binge eating and because you're depressed, and then an hour later, you literally hate yourself? How many of you guys? Put the hand up emoji. Like, how many of you guys have gone through that? I've done it for 2 decades. The same repetitive behavior where nothing changes because nothing changes, right? I am though going to shake up some shrimp pit while I talk to you guys, because I do need my second serving today. Anyway, so in last July, again, I had to recheck myself, and actually my therapist helped me. He's like, so what you're saying is, all the work you've done, you're letting go of that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, all I heard was a bunch of excuses. And I've loved my therapist because he is someone that has helped me stay accountable. He's not a coddler. I don't need a coddler. I'm a coddler. I need someone to be very direct with me. That's one of the reasons I think Krista is my best friend. She is a very direct person, and I need that sometimes because I'm a very sensitive, coddly type of person. And my counselor has kind of checked me, and I don't know, I left a visit with him in July and was like, yeah, what am I doing again? You know what I mean? And so I refocused again, and I have stayed focused ever since, you guys. And have I been perfect since last July? No, I have not. Since July of 23, absolutely not. I have not. I have made mistakes. I will still mess up in the future. But what I have done is I've created fierce discipline that no emotion and no excuse can even come between me and that at all, right? I have control over what I put into my mouth and what I don't. I have control now over my emotional eating or not. I have control over the excuses I make or that I don't have. I'm in full control now, and so food no longer runs my life. I run my life, and I eat what I want because I want to. Food is no longer something that controls every part of my day, my emotion, any of that. It no longer has that control over me now, right? And so I started eating low carb, and I didn't have any cheat meals from like July through, I want to say even like January, February. I remember I even packed Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners to go eat with my family so I would stay on track. That's how disciplined I got myself, you guys. And I stayed off the scale. I would weigh once a month, low carb, drinking my water. I do drink shrimp pit every day, which just helps with my appetite. It helps with my mood, and it helps give me energy. And yes, I will never stop talking about it. This product changed my life. I struggle with depression, motivation to get up some days because of the heaviness, and appetite control. And this is something I have drank every single day, and it's changed my life. Also, tomorrow, you might be able to get this for free. If you want to know the details on that, comment free below, and I'll get you guys the tea on that tomorrow. But anyway, it's just been an insane supplement for me in my journey. And I want to stop really quickly before I have the little people that want to get their little hands in things, the cookie jar that nobody asked them to get their hands into, i.e. telling me I'm selling Trimpet as a get skinny quick scheme. I'm not. What have we talked about for the last 30 minutes almost? It's been about changing the things in your life to make you ready to lose the weight and transform. Nothing to do with my supplements, right? Supplements are just a supplement onto the lifestyle changes in which you're making. If you're not doing the work to lose the weight, you're not going to lose weight no matter what supplements you take. So let me just get that clear. None of my supplements are going to make you thin. There's no false dream and false hope that you're ever going to get sold on my page. I will always cut it to you real. I'm going to give you tough love. If you don't change your daily life, you will not change. You will not lose the weight, and you will definitely not keep it off, period. There's no supplement that's going to be magic to make that happen for you. And anybody that feeds you that crock of shit on social media to sell you a product, do not ever fall for it. I fell for many of them, okay? That's not what I'm here doing. I'm telling you this is a tool that helped me feel good on my journey. Try it or don't. I don't care. It doesn't matter. That's up to you. I'm just telling you and sharing with you genuinely what has helped me and what I have done on my journey. Whether you do it or not, I don't really care. That's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to lose Trimpet to lose your weight. You can lose all your weight without Trimpet or without anything. Just change your lifestyle. But if you do want to try it, it will be free tomorrow if you buy my probiotic. It might be a buy one, get the Trimpet free. So comment free. I'll get you guys the details. Anyways, so low carb. I intermittent fasted for the first like seven-ish months of my journey where I didn't eat till midday. I would drink my supplements in the morning, eat like between 12 and 2, like a small meal, and then eat my dinner. Drink half my body weight in ounces of water a day. I do take multiple supplements. Trimpet has been the number one that has been like the most help, I feel like, for me in terms of like appetite control and my energy. Force myself to get as much sleep as I can. Those are some of the things that I have done to get to kind of where I'm at. And the biggest thing, again, guys, has been letting go of all the excuses that I have to why I can't be successful. Well, I can never lose the weight that she did because she doesn't have the trauma I do. I stopped being a victim in my life. Number one thing I did, I stopped being a victim. And once you stop with the victim mentality, you guys, it's so crazy how a different world opens up to you. How you look through a completely different lens. I held on to relationships because I felt like that's all I deserved. Relationships that were not filling my cup or were not reciprocated, I held on to them and begged for them to be in my life because I felt like my worth was nothing, right? I did that for so long. And once you work on yourself, you start to see relationships in your life that do not serve you anymore, that you're the only one keeping them viable. Why? I started to love myself so much that I know what I bring to the table, and it's you should feel honored that I am in your life because I know my worth. I know that I am the most kind soul. I will do anything for you. I have the biggest heart. And it would be your honor to have me as your friend or whatever in your life. And I got the power back to know my worth. And I let go of a lot of friendships in the midst of that. I sure did. Still wish them all well, but I've let them go because I've learned my worth and I will no longer chase things that are not chasing me too. I just won't do it. I'm always here for you. I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. But if I'm in pursuit constantly to keep something going that's not reciprocated, that's showing I have no value for myself and worth. And fuck that. I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't do it anymore. One of the parts of my transformation has been working on myself, my self-love, my worth. And where am I putting my time and effort? If you're not reciprocating halfway, I'm out. That's to this day in relationships. If I keep feeling like I'm the only one trying and you're not, I love you, but I'm gonna step back because I'm worth it to try. And if you're not trying with me, respectfully, peace out. I'm gonna find people that will and do know my worth and do appreciate me and love me, because I know what I bring to the table in every relationship in my life, right? And again, that's also come with going through therapy and learning again the love I have for myself and taking the power back from people, just continuing to take from you. Now, let's not get it twisted. I'm still very much a people pleaser. I still work on that. I'm still very much too nice to probably a lot of people. I am. I still have flaws within me that I'm still working through. My confidence, when someone tells you, you're so gorgeous, being like, oh, no, I'm not. No, saying thank you so much. Like, I still work on taking compliments from people. I'm still in pursuit of getting better at that. There are still things I'm working on, right? I'm not perfect, and we're never perfect. If you ever feel like you're perfect, you're not. We all need to be striving to be better every day. That's like our whole life. One of the main things in life we're trying to do is get better, so that when we leave this world, we've left the best version of ourselves. That's my hope for myself. I still have a lot of work to do, but you know, those are just some of the things that I have done. And I will tell you, letting go of some baggage relationships has been very good for me too. Stressed out all the time if people are mad at me because they don't reach out. No, fuck that. I don't have time to do that. I'm too busy like being a mom and a wife and chasing my goals and my business and trying to help people open a foundation in memory of my mother. I'm writing a book. There's so much I'm doing. I'm not chasing relationships anymore, because I know that I'm worth more than that. And if you don't, then respectfully, love you, bye. And you have to get to the place where you're no longer letting people to treat you like trash anymore. And you learn to love yourself, and you learn to love yourself, that you want to take better care of yourself and you want better for yourself. And you look at the trauma you've gone through and you look at it and say, you know what? I've been through all this, but I'm still standing, and I'll be darned, I deserve to be happy, right? Because you look at all that you go through, like, that can't just be it in life, right? There's got to be a silver lining. And I know that some trauma is so hard to find the silver lining. Trust me, I know it is, but it's always there. And I feel like the silver lining in some of the trauma is sharing our story to help other people. That's the silver lining for me. Me talking to you guys openly and vulnerably about my struggles in my life to get to where I'm at. That is the silver lining, right? Because some of you might have walked through similar trauma and loss like I have, and some of you haven't, but guess what? Some of you still may go through that at some point in your life. And you'll remember this conversation. And, you know, if anything, more than you guys using my code or anything, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, I hope there are people that are at that rock bottom in grief or whatever that I was in for years, that I almost gave up, that find me, and that I give them a little bit of hope, that just keep getting up, keep going, and it will get better. It doesn't seem like it now, but it does get better. And it just takes time, and every day doing the same thing, getting yourself out of bed, doing the work on yourself. Like, you get to a place where you're like, I'm actually happy and I don't feel guilty for being happy. And you always carry that layer of the trauma and the sadness, but you have joy in your heart again. And that's where I've gotten, you guys. And I tell you all the time, whenever you guys ask weight loss questions, the number one thing I tell you is what? Work on the inner things that hurt you. Number one weight loss tip that I have for me personally in my life has been that. And then again, it's been simply that: low carb, not allowing cheat meals. I didn't have my first cheat meal for like 7-8 months into my journey. Then I incorporated one side a week I could have that could be whatever I wanted. It could be a small French fry from McDonald's. It could be a small blizzard from Dairy Queen. It could be a side of mashed potatoes. It could be one thing, not a whole meal and not a full day of cheating. After about 6-7 months into my journey, I started allowing myself one thing a week that I looked forward to, that I stayed on track all week so I could have that one item. And you know what? That didn't derail me. That kept me going, because I do also believe in a life of moderation. I don't believe that we're never supposed to enjoy chocolate cake again, or we're never supposed to enjoy our mom's like stuffing she makes at Thanksgiving, or that we're never supposed to have an ice cream sandwich again. I don't believe that. I don't believe that that is the key to life either. I believe moderation is key. Once you can actually work through and get to the place where you're able to incorporate that, I think it's a good thing. Not everyone's going to agree with me on that. That's okay. I refuse to live a life where I never eat a carb again. I'm not going to live my life like that. Do I eat low carb most of the time? I do. I try to. And if I do eat higher carb meals, you can ask people in my real life, what do? I eat small portions of it. So again, I'm in a different place now than I was a year and a half ago when I was starting, right? Because I'm in maintenance now. So it looks different than when I was starting. And one of the tips I have, you guys, is cook a protein, eat on that for 3 to 4 days, and make meals out of that. Make you some chicken thighs, make a chicken salad on a low carb wrap. One day, have it with the side of asparagus and cauliflower rice the next day. Have it torn up over a salad the third day. The biggest thing I tell you guys, meal prepping is so pivotal, especially when you're getting going on your journey, because it takes the guesswork out of what you're going to eat. Prep meat for 3 to 4 days, and then make meals out of that for the 3 to 4 days so that you have meals and you already know what you're eating, right? I'm someone that could eat the same thing for days if I need to stay on track. Not everybody can, but that's why I say focus on a protein source for the next 3 days, prep it, and then figure out what sides or how you're going to mix and match it to eat on that protein so that you have those meals like you already know what you're going to eat. So when you're getting home from work, well, I have chicken thighs in the fridge so I can pop in some asparagus with bacon wrapped around it in the oven and have that for dinner with my chicken. Or do you see what I'm saying? That would be a tip. I also recommend getting your water in. I don't care what the excuse is, how busy you are. If you're traveling, there's no excuse in the world to where I don't get my water in every day. Take your weight, divide it by 2, drink that many ounces every day. Do not allow yourself not to do that. I feel like water has been key. A lot of times we're binge eating and eating empty calories because we're dehydrated. Another thing, stay hydrated, drink your water, stop drinking a bunch of shit with all this like trashy chemicals in it. Cut out the soda, cut out the diet soda. I still love me a good Diet Coke from McDonald's once in a while. Let's not get it twisted. Again, what do I say though? Like, it's moderation, right? I drink water and sometimes sparkling water. 99.9% of the time. That 0.1% of the time, I'll have my Diet Coke. And I feel good doing that. I don't drink energy drinks. I don't drink, the trash, the Bangs with this many chemicals listed, or the Monsters. I don't drink any of that. I don't. I'm not saying that you can't. I just don't. I drink supplements. I drink Trim Fit for energy and appetite control of my mood. I drink collagen. I take greens. I take a probiotic, and I take something for my hormones. That's what I take as far as supplementation. And then water, sparkling water. That's what I drink every day. And I also do have, and then like I told you guys, like 6-7 months into my journey, I started having a protein coffee in the morning. So every morning, to this day, I make a protein coffee. I put coffee, I put my collagen, I put my protein powder, ice, some almond milk, blend it, and I drink it. It's like a meal, and it keeps me full. And I also get in my collagen, I get in the protein to start my day, because I had started reading like 6 months ago about starting your day with getting like 20 to 40 milligrams or grams of protein in within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up. And ever since I read that article, I started having a protein coffee every morning. Again, that's not me telling you to do it. That's just something I incorporated about 7-8 months into my journey. I started doing that. Okay. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of work to do it, but it starts simply with the choice of, do you want to do it or do you not? Do you want to stay a victim of your life or not? Do you want to stay overweight or not? And how bad do you want it? Because if you want it, it is a lot of hard work and it takes a lot of discipline that you have to create. And that's one of the reasons I get so offended when people on the internet that do not even know me in real life throw accusations. Well, she's on Ozempic. She's had weight loss surgery. She's this, she's that. It's like, you don't get to take that from me, and you don't have the power to do that, because I have worked my ass off, literally, to get here. And nobody's going to say or steal that from me because I've worked too hard. I could tell you every step of the way of what I've done, and I've shared it with you guys. Does that mean that those things are bad? No, it doesn't. But when you share your journey with the world and people want to look and just say that, well, that's how she did it. Well, that's not really fair, is it? Like, no, it's actually not how I did it. I've actually, if you just have a conversation with me, I could tell you about how I packed my lunch or my dinner for Christmas dinner to go to my family's house so I could stay on track. Those are the sacrifices it takes to lose the weight. Packing your little salad and stuff to go to Christmas dinner so you don't eat shit you shouldn't eat. That's the kind of discipline you have to build. And it comes down to simple. It's the excuses or the results. And only you get to decide what that's most important to you. The excuses were a lot easier for me to do for for 2 decades. But then I got to the place where the excuses were no longer bringing me joy. And so I had to fight to get through that and to lose the weight. I'm still fat shamed on the internet. I got an email the other day from someone saying that your fat rolls are not flattering in a tight shirt or some bullshit. I'm still fat shamed and I'm 165-ish pounds, 5'8". I'm literally happy and like healthy. People are always going to talk to you, and that's another thing you have to try to mute out. Some days it does hurt, but it's like at the end of the day, all of those people that say bad things or want to assume of me and talk about me, my weight, my this, she cheated, it doesn't come close to the thousands and thousands of people that I know I impact and I help, you know? And so I always try to keep my focus on you guys that matter, that actually want my help, and that I actually do help inspire and keep you motivated and keep you going, because that outweighs any of the negative Nancy's all day, every day, and it always will. You know what I mean? So I love you guys. I have not been able to see any comments on this live because Facebook is filtering like a mother trucker. If you have comments, I welcome you guys to message me anytime. Comment the questions in the chat, in the comments. I will go back and try to answer as many as I can on the replay. And lastly, if you guys are not on my text alert to get a text message every time I go live, comment the word text and you'll get a message with how to sign up for my text alerts. And if you have ever wanted to try TrimFit, probiotics will help get your gut in check. They will help your gut get healthy, where you can absorb nutrients better, where you can go to the bathroom more regularly. It puts good bacteria back in your gut. It boosts your immunity. 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Your gut is connected to everything, your mental health, everything. Tomorrow, you will have a way to get, which is also my 41st birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow, you will have a way to get my TrimFit for free, a 30-day supply by snagging the probiotic, which you get highly discounted, and you get TrimFit for free. So if you guys are ready to jump in, 30-day money back guarantee, and check out those, comment free. I will message you guys once that starts. I will also be live in the morning to kick off that sale with you guys as well. But I've answered probably 12 messages today, long messages on my story, as quick as I could tell it in Messenger. And I thought I should just jump on a live real quick because I'm getting so many questions. But I'm an open book, you guys, with every part of my journey. If you guys want me to come almost in a small bra and underwear and show my body to prove I'm not on shots or weight loss surgery, I'll do whatever it takes, whatever I can do to help you guys. I'm here to answer it all. There's nothing I'm wanting to like gatekeep. I want all of you that are out there that are struggling with your weight to get to where I'm at, and to, I want to help you get there. Whether you buy TrimFit or not, I don't care. I want to help you have success, whether you order my supplements or you don't. That's completely up to you. No, Stacey, it'll be buy the Reds or the probiotic, get the 30 days TrimFit for free. So buy a 30-day supply of the Reds or the probiotic, which you can get 25% off with my code and subscribing, and then you get the TrimFit for free. Comment free, and I'll message you guys that tomorrow. But I will be live in the morning. I just have plans this evening, and I thought I was going to do this live later, and I thought I better just get on now and talk to you guys and get it done. But I love you guys, and just remember, like I tell people all the time, like, it's not too late. I don't care if you're 75 years old and you're 350 pounds. You're still here, right? And whatever life you have left, you deserve to be happy. It's not too late. Like, what do they say? If you still got a pulse, there's still time and there's still hope for you to change. And I just wish nothing but all the best things for everybody always. And if I can help you, I'm here. I love you guys so much. And I'm really excited tomorrow for my birthday that my favorite product will be free for people. It's so exciting because this has changed my life. And so comment free. I'll get you guys the details. Message me questions on my weight loss journey. Drop them in the comments. I'm happy to help you guys with anything I can. And the mind, the brain, it's so powerful. Speak love and life into it. Tell yourself every day how amazing you are. Tell yourself, like, I will be a size 7. I will get there. I can already vision myself. I also believe a lot in manifesting. I believe a lot in thinking and seeing the reality of what you're wanting to build. You want to be a millionaire? What are you going to look like when you're a millionaire? What is your life going to look like? You want to be 150 pounds? What does that life look like for you? Manifesting it and seeing it. And last little hint and tip I have, guys, if you don't already practice gratitude, I challenge you every day to write down 3 things you're grateful for. The happiest people in the world are people that are grateful for every little thing. And I truly believe that gratitude equals joy too. And every day when I make my coffee shake, I sit down for a little bit, I drink some of my coffee, and I gratitude journal every single day of my life. 3 to 5 things I'm thankful for. And it just gives you a new lens, because you might be in a season where things are really shitty. I'm going through one of those in my personal life right now. Bad. But I still have things every day I'm thankful for. And so even in the midst of all the bad, we have to remember all of the good that's in our lives every day, because there's a lot of good too. We just have to sometimes look for it and remember that as well. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. I'll see you guys later. Comment free. We'll chat and message me any questions, and you got this. Okay, guys. Bye.